Hi, it's Dan here from Flexxable, and today we're going to talk about the pros and cons of the performance-based or pay-per-lead lead generation model. Let's dive in. Pay-per-lead or performance-based lead generation has been our bread and butter for many years. We have a big following on YouTube, and we've also got a free Facebook group called the Pay-Per-Lead Ninjas, almost 8,000 kind of lead gens in there at the moment. And we're all for pay-per-lead, and we love sharing what we do, giving away our tips and tricks of the trade. And there's a really great community growing around the pay-per-lead performance-based lead gen model, which I'm really happy about, okay? And if you're listening to this video and you're kind of looking at delving into pay-per-lead or performance-based lead gen, then I wanted to kind of run through what these pros and cons are to give you a good understanding of what you're getting yourself into, especially if you're someone that has lead gen experience and you've been running leads for clients on a retainer basis or whatever that is, then this is really going to help you move forward. Okay, so let's start with the negatives. The first thing is that it's a performance-based model, right? So if you're someone that's used to coasting and is not really very kind of good at what you're doing, is willing to hide behind like retainer contracts and things like that, then this isn't going to work for you, okay? Because if you generate the leads for too much, let's say you're getting paid $50 per lead and you're generating them for 75, you're obviously losing $25 per lead, which means that you're going to go bankrupt pretty quickly, okay? So it's higher risk, higher reward. There's also sometimes issues with Facebook accounts going down and bans and accounts getting restricted because Facebook sometimes looks at lead generation websites and they look a little bit thin and not like a real business. And if you don't take time setting things up properly, then you're going to be more at risk to getting bans and having trouble running ads from your kind of lead generation brand. Landing a big client is probably something that's going to take you a little bit more time, all right? Because the bigger clients that want volume and want to buy at scale are used to dealing with lead gens that are very good at what they do, all right? So if you're able to generate volume and the quality is not there, then you're not going to last very long with these whale clients, all right? So before you kind of land the national client that's going to buy 100, 200, 500, 1,000 leads per day off you, then you want to make sure that you're good at what you do. Otherwise, you're going to ruin that relationship. So I guess the negative is landing whale clients is pretty hard, but once you get in, then you're going to do really well. The other thing is if you're working with clients who are buying a couple of weeks worth of leads for you and you spend all of that time setting the relationship up and doing the API stuff and getting ready, and then after 2 weeks they stop ordering, then it's not really going to be a fantastic ROI for you because of the time that you've put in, all right? So there is a little bit more work up front, but your leads will do the talking at the end of the day. The other thing is that if you are approaching sales calls with clients, a lot of them are going to try and get you to do what's called a back-end deal, all right, which is where you deliver the leads and then they pay in arrears. And I would say do not do that if you're just getting started because there's no incentive for them to work the leads and they need to have skin in the game, all right? So you're gonna if you're not very good at selling, not very good at standing your ground, then you're gonna get forced or pushed towards doing back-end deals, and I wouldn't recommend that. All right, so let's move on to the positives of performance-based lead generation or pay-per-lead. The first thing is that it's an offer that converts. It's very, very easy to sell because it's very easy to explain, okay? If you go to a client that's used to working with an agency that's charging them $5K a month, and you go to them and say, listen, don't worry about all of that contract stuff and 6 month retainers and all of that type of stuff. What we're going to do is we're just going to sell you 100 leads per week. And if you like them, then keep buying from us. If you don't like them, then stop. It's that simple. It's very easy to explain. Usually clients know if they're paying $100 per lead and they convert 1 in 10, then they're going to be happy with that ROI. They just need a 10% conversion rate. And if they get that, they will just keep buying, okay? Because leads are the lifeblood of their business, and it's the only way that they can continue to run their business if they've got great quality leads. So it's a very easy sell, and it's also very scalable. Another positive is that you're in control of your assets, all right? And by assets, I mean it could be a lead generation website, it could be an advertorial that you've written, it could be a landing page, it could be a quiz, it could be a lot of different things, right? But if you're running on behalf of a client, then that's all of their intellectual property. But if you're running it via your own kind of lead generation brand, then you're able to retain all of that. It's very hard to reverse engineer all of this when you've got a lot of stuff going on under the hood that your clients can't see, all right? So you're in control of your assets and your destiny, okay? If your client doesn't like you or kind of hands you off, then you've got like 20 other clients in the industry that you can just plug into that system very, very quickly. Higher profit margins. Okay, this is a really good one. I remember when I first started in pay per lead, we had an industry we were working in, and we were getting paid £18 per lead, and the leads were costing, I think they varied, but it was from £3 when times were cheap, all the way up to about £12 when things were a little bit more expensive, and we were running hundreds and hundreds, maybe even thousands of leads per day here, and it was like the best thing I'd ever experienced, because I used to run on the retainer basis with kind of smaller clients, and once we hit that niche, it just went absolutely nuts, and people were wanting to buy leads from us from everywhere. It was very scalable. We used lots of different traffic networks, and things went really well for us. And you kind of only have one thing to do as well, right? Like, you're running ads to a funnel, and you can put lots of different traffic networks into that funnel. It just works, and it's very scalable. The other positive, and this is important, right? Because I'm all about relationships in business. When your stuff works and when your leads work, your clients absolutely love you. I can't tell you how many times I've been invited to golf trips and steak and wine dinners and all of that type of cool stuff. It really, you kind of treat it as an asset to the business rather than a liability, where you kind of like having to pay a certain amount of money on marketing fees per month. With pay per lead, when you're in bed with these clients, they absolutely love you, because they know if they lose you, their business is going to fall off the cliff. All right, they're going to have to replace you with someone just as good as you. So we got paid 6 figures to be exclusive with a company a few years ago, and it's just the dynamic between you and the client massively changes when they're buying leads from you. Okay, frequent flyer points. I'm an Aussie that lives in the UK, and I go back once per year with my family of 4. And we're very lucky that we can use our points to fly business class back there, first class, whatever it is. And we can do that by adding our credit cards to our advertising accounts, all right? And we're able to rack up a lot of points and travel for free, essentially. So it is a really big positive. Some people love their points and are kind of points geeks. I'd put myself into that category, and I really enjoy seeing them rack up over time. The more we spend, we make money on the leads, but we also get some chunky air miles. And as I was saying before, the final positive is that you've got multiple traffic sources that you can run. If you do have that one funnel that's converting, and you've got a hook that's working, right? You can use that hook and take it from Facebook and follow a similar format and put that into YouTube. And you can do the same and put it into TikTok, Twitter. I don't know what's going on with Elon Musk at the moment, but I think he's probably going to transform Twitter into an advertising beast over time. I would say watch this space, but if you can use the hook that works on Facebook, you should be able to use that on Twitter too. All right, and that's probably coming. We have done Twitter extensively over the years, but it's a little bit more difficult because they dropped the ball. I'm getting sidetracked a little bit here, but what I'm trying to say is that once you have that one hook dialed in, that one funnel dialed in, multiple traffic sources, it's a bonanza. I hope you've enjoyed this video today on the pros and cons of pay-per-lead performance-based marketing. If you did like this video, please give us a like. If you've got any questions and want to get involved in pay-per-lead but not sure where to start, please comment below and we'll get back to you. And lastly, subscribe to our channel so we can create more videos like this. Speak to you soon.